Do you want to approach beautiful women, but you're afraid it won't go well? I'm going to reveal the 7 approaching mistakes that men make and give you 7 instant fixes so you can confidently meet wonderful women. Let's do this. I'm dating coach Connell Barrett, author of the best-selling book, Dating Sucks, But You Don't. I have approached thousands of women, and I'm here to help you approach women and make sparks fly by being authentic. No creepy pickup artist tactics needed. In the first 3 videos of this series, you learned the mindset of confident approaching, you learned exactly what to say, and you learned how to keep conversations going that lead to dates. Now, you need to know the hidden mistakes to avoid. So here are the 7 approaching fails that can kill your interactions, and here are 7 fixes so that you can confidently meet women in bars, parks, cafes, or at your gym and make some sparks happen. Approaching fail number 1, going out without an approach plan. When you go out, day or night, to meet women, you need a plan. You need a system. I learned this lesson the hard way. One night early in my approaching journey, I went out to a bar to meet women, but I had no plan. I barely talked to any women the whole night, and I basically hid inside the bathroom most of the night so that I didn't have to approach just because I was stuck in my head and I didn't know what to do. I washed my hands that night more than Howard Hughes. Don't make the same mistake I made. When you go out to meet women, you need a framework that gives you certainty. Your brain craves certainty, but approaching women is filled with uncertainty. All these things are outside of your control. You can't count on any given woman liking you, but you can count on a system. Just like LeBron James or Tiger Woods or Roger Federer, they all follow a routine. They have a framework and a system that puts them in the zone. You can do the same thing that puts you in the approaching zone. So here's your instant fix. Follow the 5 steps of authentic approaching. When you go out, day or night, your primary goal is not results. Your primary goal is to just follow the 5 steps of authentic approaching. This helps you get immersed in the process rather than being creepily focused on results like the pickup guys. A woman doesn't want to be a result. She wants to meet a cool, real, genuine guy like you, not some fake pickup artist reciting memorized lines. She wants a genuine, confident, authentic guy. And that's what the 5 steps of authentic approaching does for you. It unlocks your best, most confident, true self. So here are the 5 steps of authentic approaching. Simply follow this system every night or every day you go out. Step 1, approach often. When you go out to meet women, talk to a lot of them. Start lots of conversations. And when you follow this first step and talk to lots of girls, I'm talking like 5 or 6 women per hour at night, maybe 2 or 3 women over the course of an hour in the daytime, something magical happens. What happens is a fearful part of your brain switches off, and you start seeing opportunity rather than danger because you get in action mode. I dated a woman in LA whom I'd met one night out. I approached her at a cocktail party at the W Hotel in Hollywood. And after our first night together, we were lying in bed. And she said to me, I was so impressed. She just came up to me, even though I was with Mike. And she was referring to this burly friend who she was standing next to when I approached her. He was just a friend, but I didn't even see him. I wasn't even worried about him when I approached her because I was following step 1. I was approaching often. And when you approach often, you take a lot of action and you stop worrying about those things that hold you back. Step 2, offer authentic value. Be you. Your authentic self is enough for her. So don't approach her from a frame of wanting something. Approach her from the frame of giving her something, intending to make her day or her night better as the real you. And no planned, no scripted moves allowed. Be in the moment here, okay? So offering authentic value is really just about saying and doing things that you think will make her smile. That's all I do. When I go out, I try to be authentic in myself and I think, how can I make that woman laugh? How can I make her smile? How can I bring some good mojo to the interaction? And women love a guy who brings them value. Step 3, make a man-to-woman connection. You're not there to just be friends. Flirt. Let her know you like her, that she's cute. Go back and watch my video about man-to-woman communication so you can unlock your flirting superpowers. Step 4, go for the close. Ask for her number or a date, a kiss, offer to take her somewhere on an instant date. Do something that escalates the conversation from just a nice conversation into you and she being able to see each other some other time, some other place, or maybe go on an instant date. Go for the close. Step 5, laugh off rejection. How do we do that? After every approach, no matter how it goes, appreciate one awesome thing you did or laugh about the reaction she gave you if it wasn't a positive reaction. Now, step 5 is not sexy, but it's so powerful. You need to find something good or positive or funny about every interaction, including the rejections. Here's a quick story. One of the early nights in my journey of approaching women, I was in a club in Las Vegas called XS. And I had been approaching women, and at one point I walked up to a woman and I approached her and she said, and I quote, "Fuck off, Ginger." However, I followed step 5. I decided I was going to find every approach positive or funny. And I literally laughed and I turned to my right and I said to a different woman, I said, "Oh my God, did you hear what that woman just said to me? She said, 'Fuck off, Ginger.'" And I found myself talking to a tall, gorgeous brunette who happened to be the beautiful drummer in an all-girl rock band that at the time was a big thing in Vegas. This is the most beautiful woman in the club, in the bar. All of a sudden, I'm talking to her, and she and I are absolutely hitting it off, and we ended up spending the night together. So instead of taking the quote-unquote rejection personally and getting upset about it, I literally laughed and used it to approach another woman, and then that other woman and I ended up clicking and connecting. So step 5 is a challenge, but it's so powerful. Find something good about every approach, and literally, if you get quote-unquote rejected, literally laugh about it and use it to go talk to another girl. All right, here's approaching fail number 2, using a boring opener. Women go out, especially at night, to have fun, not to have some guy come up and say, "How was your night? How are you? What are you up to?" So never be boring. Here's your instant fix. Find fun, playful ways to approach her. Be playful, crack jokes, walk up and say something silly, walk up and tell her a knock-knock joke, or do my karaoke opener. When I'm out wingmanning my clients in bars, I have my clients walk up to a woman and sing the opening line from their favorite karaoke song, and women love it. You've lost that love and feeling. One night many years ago at a lounge, I was talking to different women, and I saw this gorgeous, tall, blonde, classy woman. All these other guys were talking to her, they were being boring, or they were doing weird, creepy pickup things. I walked up to her, and I said, "I'm gonna have some fun." So I unbuttoned my button-down shirt, and I put on my best Latin lover voice, imagining I was Antonio Banderas, and I walked up and I said, "Buenos dias, I am Armando." And she busted out laughing. Not only did we spend the night together, but she became the love of my life. I actually dedicated my book to her. My book is dedicated to Alex. That was the night I met Alex. So I met the love of my life by making my approach opener fun. All the other guys were hitting on her. I was the guy bringing her fun, and she ended up entering my life, and she's one of the most important people I've ever known. So when you go out, experiment with cracking jokes that showcase your sense of humor. You don't have to do my Armando opener. That's me. That's Connell. I want you to be you. What's a fun way for you to walk up to a woman and enjoy it? I was out a couple weeks ago with my client Ted at a bookstore being his wingman. And Ted walked up to a woman and he held up a book of dad jokes. And he walked up and he said, "Why didn't Han Solo enjoy his steak?" And the girl said, "Why?" He said, "Because it was chewy."
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
And she laughed and she loved it. She kind of groaned but laughed. And they had a great conversation. All of a sudden they were exchanging phone numbers, all because he found a way to make his approach fun. Hey, Cyndi Lauper was right, so bring the fun. Here's approaching fail number 3, overthinking the opener. Trying to find the perfect thing to say is just going to shove you into your head, and you won't even go talk to women. And this can cost you dates and make you lonely, and the next thing you know, you're dating an inflatable woman. Here's your approaching fix. Simplify. How? Instead of thinking, what's the perfect opener, which doesn't exist, by the way, keep it simple. Choose between direct and indirect. So choose your style of opening, not trying to find the perfect words. All approaching openers can be broken down into one of 2 categories, direct or indirect. Going direct means that your words and vibe convey a clear romantic interest from the get-go. Think of Hank Moody in Californication walking up to a beautiful woman.
Hey.
Yikes.
Here's some examples of direct openers that I have said to women. "Hi, I saw you and I had to meet you." "You're absolutely adorable." "Wow, you're gorgeous. Who are you?" "Hey there, I am here to flirt with you." You are super sexy. So the upside of going direct is there's no chance of the friend zone. Whether or not she's attracted to you, she will know exactly why you're there talking to her. And lots of women love direct men, and it can ignite instant romantic attraction. There's also indirect openers. That's the other kind of opener. Going indirect means that you don't explicitly state your romantic interest. You might make a little bit of small talk, give her a friendly compliment. You're not hiding your intentions, you're just not leading with them. So check out this little quick moment from the movie Vicky Cristina Barcelona and notice how Javier Bardem's character does an indirect approach.
What color are your eyes?
They're blue.
Yeah, that's indirect. So here's some examples of indirect openers I've used. Here we go. How's your night going? Hey, I like your boots. Very cool jacket. Oh, hey, how's that book you're reading? Your hair looks amazing. Excuse me, what color are your eyes? Pardon me, do you know what celebrity you look a lot like? So the upside of being indirect is it opens the door to a lot of conversations because you're not giving women anything to reject. This helps you gain experience, have a lot of conversations, and that gets your confidence up. It also gives you a lot more dating opportunities. Here's a bonus tip. After you open in an indirect way, within a minute or two, start to pepper the conversation with a flirty comment or two that makes your romantic interest clear, such as, wow, you have a sexy laugh. What do you do when you're not making handsome men come and flirt with you? No way, you're into hobby? You're not just pretty, you're actually cool. So again, don't worry what to say for the opener. Instead, decide which opening option to use, direct or indirect. That nice, clear binary option will give you the clear path to an approach. Approaching fail number 4, playing it safe. When you approach a woman, you must fully commit. She needs to hear you. She needs to see you. I don't really care if she likes you or not. I just want you to make sure she's reacting to you. You're doing it right if it feels risky. Follow that feeling. There's a paradox here. With an approach, a risky approach is actually safe because it means you're committing to getting a result. It means you're getting her reacting to you. So think of the way Jack Nicholson commits to a role, or Michael Jordan commits to driving to the hoop. On the flip side, a safe approach might feel safe to you in the moment, but it's actually very risky because it won't work. So by safe, I mean you let your vocal tonality get very soft and whispery because you don't want to bother her. Well, that's going to get you rejected because it shows low confidence. So here's your instant fix. Do approaches that feel risky. The riskier it feels, the safer and smarter it is. In other words, the paradox of approaching is what you think is safe is actually risky because you risk rejection, and what you think is risky is actually safe because you're being bold. When I approach a woman, I commit all the way. I walk up, look her in the eye, and I say something vulnerable or direct or sexy or funny, something. I have no clue if she's gonna like me, but I know she's gonna react to me. I don't half-ass it. I use my whole ass, even though I don't have much of an ass at all. So being safe is seeing a beautiful girl, trying to think of the perfect thing, and watching her walk away. Risky is saying something, anything, the first thing that enters your mind, even if it's just hi. Safe is opening an approach with a soft, whispery vocal tonality that creeps her out. Risky is using loud, clear, resonant vocal tonality, sounding your barbaric yawp, just like Walt Whitman said. Safe is having a conversation that goes well, but not asking for her number. Risky is going for it. The only way to get dates is to ask for dates. Remember, what's safe is risky, and what's risky is safe. My old approaching mentor, a coach named Owen Cook, had a great metaphor. He said, approaching is like piloting a plane as a new pilot. If it's your first time in the cockpit, it feels safe to stay close to the ground. But guess what? That's where the trees and mountains and buildings are, and then crash possibilities. It feels risky to pull back on the throttle and jet up to 30,000 feet. Oh my God, that's so high, that's so far, that's so scary. But that's actually where it's safe to fly that plane. Approaching is very similar. So when approaching, know that what feels risky to you is actually really safe, and what feels safe is actually very risky because you increase the risk of getting rejected or just having her not into you. Approaching fail number 5, timid vocal tonality. The fastest way to get your approach rejected, use timid vocal tonality. The way you use your voice signals your confidence level to a woman, for better or worse. A soft, passive tone will likely bring on a pretty fast rejection. and a nice loud resonant tonality will likely give you a really good response from her. Here's your instant fix. Follow the 3% rule. Wherever you are, whether it's a loud club or a quiet coffee shop, make sure that your voice slightly exceeds the baseline conversation noise level of the environment. In other words, be 3% louder than everybody else there. This makes sure that you're socially calibrated and normal, but you sound just a little bit more confident. And a resonant, confident voice tells a woman that you're confident, that you're a man of value. She's gonna think, who is this guy? Who is this guy who just came up to me so confidently? So quick demonstration. Here is how not to approach a woman in terms of your vocal tonality. Hi, excuse me? Excuse me? Hi, I just wanted to say hello, and I really like your tattoo. Is that a bird? Don't do that. Here's the right way to use your voice. Oh, hey, excuse me. Hi, I really like your tattoo. That's really cool. Is that a bird? What kind of bird is that? Notice how much better, how much more comfortable and confident I sounded that second time. Women love an unstifled, free, confident sounding vocal tonality. Here's a bonus tip about using your voice. Gesture with your hands and arms while you speak. Boldness with your body and the way you use your physiology can actually dial up the decibels of your voice so you both look and sound more confident and more charismatic. So use your hands, use your body. Approaching fail number 6, letting yourself get cock-blocked. At night, it's so frustrating when you're hitting it off with a wonderful woman, she likes you, you like her, and then the dreaded cock block. What's a cock block? Simply put, it's another person who gets in the way of you and her having some fun. On a side note, there needs to be an anatomical term for when a woman gets blocked from sex. So instead of cock block, my girlfriend and I came up with 3 possible terms: vaginae, clitorference, and taco blocko. Which one do you like the most? Tell me in the comments. Here's your instant fix. Learn how to handle the 3 cock blockers. It's actually pretty simple. The first kind is the female friend. The female friend who pulls the girl away from you. Here's how to handle her. It's pretty simple. Introduce yourself to the friend and just be friendly and sincere. Be unapologetic about your interest in the girl you like. Typically, women want their girlfriends to meet somebody like you, a cool guy. So talk to her friend preemptively. If you're into Debbie and her best friend is Amanda, talk to Amanda for a couple minutes, and if Amanda likes you, she's gonna sign off on Debbie clicking with you. If you get her friend on your side, the woman who you like is gonna be impressed. Here's the next cock block, the jealous guy. This is that guy who is in the girl's friend group and you're hitting it off with the girl you like, he likes her too, so he comes in and interferes and maybe pulls your girl away, or maybe he messes with you. Basically, the jealous guy is the guy who says, if I can't date her, no one can. Here's what you do. Create rapport with him and compliment him. Don't supplicate, but compliment him. Be sincere, be authentic. And here's another tip you can do. Introduce him to a cute girl. That's why we go out to approach a lot of women. You get good at socializing. You might have already met some other women. So introduce the jealous guy to a girl you already were talking to. He'll be busy with this other girl while you're talking to the woman that you're into. And he'll be your wingman instead of your cock block. Here's the third cock block to watch out for, the approach crasher. Who is this guy? He's the guy who comes in and interrupts your interaction and tries to steal your girl. Here's how to handle him. First, don't panic. She likes you, not him. If he has weak game, just be civil for a minute or two and then just say to him, hey, it was nice meeting you, and then go back to your conversation with her. Basically ignore him. Put your focus on her and away from him. This will deprive him of social oxygen and he'll likely leave. Now, if he doesn't leave, decisively say to her, hey, let's go check out another part of the bar, and then just walk away. This leaves him in a no-win situation. If he follows you and her, he looks like a stalker, and that'll creep her out. If he doesn't follow you, you're done with him. Check and mate either way. Approaching fail number 7, asking, what if she rejects me? Or what if I creep her out? Or what if people see me get shot down? Beware of playing a negative game of what if. This keeps you from approaching any women at all. That night I told you about when I hid in the bathroom, this was the mistake I was making that night. I looked around the venue, the bar, and I just kept saying, what if I get rejected? And I hid in the bathroom all night, and I got no success, no results, and it was a painful night. So beware of what if. Here's your instant fix. Remind yourself that you are more than enough. You're a great guy. You have a big heart. You have a lot to offer. If you're gonna play a game of what if, Play a more elevated game of what if. Ask yourself these questions. What if I find my girlfriend tonight? What if that beautiful woman sitting on that couch with her friends is gonna love me? What if I learn a lesson? What if I have a breakthrough? What if I say something funny and I get her giggling? What if I make a deep, incredible, authentic connection with a wonderful woman and my life changes forever? So if you're gonna play what if in an elevated, empowering way, not a negative, fearful way. So play a positive, empowering game of what if, and never ever forget what I'm about to tell you. You are enough. Who you are right now, your true, best, authentic self, you are more than enough to approach a woman, have a nice conversation, and potentially make a romantic connection. Never forget that. That's the end of this video, but hey, we got one more video in this special series, and it's a really powerful way to finish it. If you want to watch me actually approach women, check out the next video. You're going to see me do in-field, real-life approaches with real women, where there's video, there's audio, there's me breaking down all of these different approaching steps. It is probably going to be the best video in the whole series. Check it out. It's about me approaching women. You're going to see me in action and see what I can do. Click that video, and I'll see you on the next one.